What have you thought about what's been going on at ECTRIMS so far?
So I think for people with MS, this is one of the best ECTRIMS there's been. There's been some really good news stories.
Great. What sort of news stories have there been? What's your favourite news story?
Well, there are two themes which I think are great. The first is thinking about anti-inflammatory treatments. We see a real push to using those earlier and earlier in the course of the disease. I think we're seeing a greater acceptance amongst neurologists, who are the main problem in all of this, around using powerful immunotherapies earlier on, and the beginning of acceptance of things like bone marrow transplantation.
Cool. So what sort of immunotherapies are you talking about? Is that like Tysabri and things like that?
Yes, so I'm very closely associated with alemtuzumab, so I focus on that, and people are, we're seeing more and more use of that, but Tysabri as well, but just earlier in the disease course. So there's no one saying that we should wait to treat people now. Everyone is saying we treat people early, and we're seeing results of treating the very first symptoms like optic neuritis, right from the beginning within a few days. And I think that's good news.
Yeah, because at the moment you have to wait until you've had a certain amount of relapses and a certain amount of time before you're eligible for things, and that can be a bit difficult.
I think that's soon going to be historic.
Good. So what sort of things should patients be excited about seeing coming out of this conference?
Well, in terms of kind of new news, I think the excitement comes from the other big theme, which is about repair. So are there things that we can do to help repair the brains in MS? And just today I've seen some exciting stuff. So one simple thing is it turns out that if you stimulate the nerves that are demyelinated, that can promote remyelination. So there's going to be a trial of optic neuritis, inflammation of the optic nerve, where patients are going to receive electrical pulses to their eyes to stimulate the nerves. Now, it sounds a bit gruesome, but if that works, that's great. That's really easy. And then there's a whole host of small molecules, drugs, which are tentatively able to promote repair in the brains of people with MS. So it's not yet ready on the NHS or in any healthcare system in the world, but I think we're looking at just a few years now before we get something available to help repair, and that's great news.